I personally believe that for this generation and beyond, being bilingual, particularly in Spanish and living in California, and living in the United States for that matter, I think knowing Spanish and English is going to be much more critical than it was for, say, my generation.
To find something with Spanish immersion and true Montessori, you're not going to find anything else. This is the only place. And we did a lot of research and we looked at a lot of schools. Even before he was born, we were researching schools. And as far as choosing Spanish immersion goes, my best advice would be don't be afraid, because children are language geniuses. Let's trust that he can acquire the language that he needs.
First step is educating yourself about Montessori, what a bilingual program looks like for your child, and then just kind of diving in and learning with them. That's one of the benefits too, is I'm starting to learn more Spanish now because my daughter's starting to teach me. Yeah, it's been amazing. She started at 18 months in the Spanish immersion program. Neither my husband or I speak Spanish or any other languages, but we thought it was really important to raise her in a bilingual environment if we could, and this school offered that. She picked it up very quickly. It was amazing how fast she started understanding Spanish, I would say within 2 to 3 months. And she's speaking in Spanish, she's singing songs in Spanish, and she can kind of flip back and forth between Spanish and English. So it's been wonderful as a parent to see that growth.
I mean, he's heard it just from the beginning. At LePort, he has teachers that speak to him just in Spanish, and he has teachers that speak to him just in English. So when he comes home, that separation he understands as well, that there are people at home that speak this language and that speak Spanish. So he knows that some people you speak this language with, and other people you speak this other language with.
And I was actually concerned about that transition. You know, how is she going to feel going into an environment where only Spanish is spoken? She's not used to that. Is that going to make her uncomfortable and go from liking school to not liking school? It was pretty seamless, actually. I was very surprised by that, pleasantly surprised. She took to it really well and she really enjoys it, and I can see that she's absorbing it as well.
I was on the school board in Irvine for 12 years, and the students who come from a Montessori background are very well adjusted and transition very well into the bigger school system and are quite successful. So I've always known that Montessori by itself is a very successful program. The Spanish side of it was an even more exciting thing for me, because I studied Spanish but I don't speak it natively, and want my children to be able to learn at an earlier age and be more fluent than I was or am. You know, and also to participate in what's their culture.
The big thing for me was reading brain research on what a second language does for a child. And so it really does broaden the kid's mind in many ways. It broadens their mind because they get to connect with people from other cultures, and they get to be exposed to new ideas, and so it broadens the number of people that they can interact with. But then there's also the brain research behind what it does for their brain itself, with the neural pathways and being better at problem solving and all of those kinds of things. So to me, language was a big gift that I wanted to give my kids. I don't have the language, so I couldn't give them that piece. So I was looking for a preschool and ultimately long-term a school that could give them the gift of the second language.